Hey, how's it going? Kenny here, and welcome back to the Man United series and the final episode of Season 2. And we face off with Everton away and Brentford at home in the final two league games of the season, where the top four race is still on, and it's a massive battle between us, Everton, and Newcastle. As you can see here, we're sitting on 67 points in third place currently, only 1 point clear of Newcastle and 1 point clear of Everton as well. And Everton have a game in hand as well. One great thing is, though, our goal difference is a lot better than Everton's. So if it might go down to goal difference, we might get lucky there. But I feel like we need to draw in this game. One other piece of news as well is, though, Everton and Newcastle actually face each other on the final game week there. So if we go in with a certain amount of points behind these two, even we're in fifth place, if we beat Brentford in the last game of the season, it could secure top four for us. So, but with Everton with a game in hand, I don't know what could happen, to be honest. That game in hand really does scare me. But anyway, Everton away. Got to get something from this game. In terms of the recent results, it hasn't gone too well. Since the last episode, it has to be said, it hasn't gone too well at all. We actually had a great win in the next game, though, after that episode. Beat Southampton 1-0 away, which was very nice. Michael Elise with the only goal in the game there. So that was a great win. We didn't play West Ham away from home, though. Should have won the game. Dominated the game. Bruno Fernandes made it 1-0 in the 75th minute for a penalty. But just a minute later, Vlasic equalised to make it 1-1, which was really, really disappointing. After that game, we played Wolves at home, won this game comfortably, beat them 5-0, got revenge against them as well, which was nice. Eriksen were bracing this game, Rashford, Giroud and Lacroix with goals as well. After that win against Wolves, though, it's really, really disappointing, especially this result. Away to Watford, battered them, absolutely battered them. Failed to get the win, though. 1-0 up through Michael Elise again. And Joao Pedro made it 1-1 in the first minute. Shocking result this. They're in the relegation zones. That was terrible. And after that, I did say I was bringing back for the Chelsea-Man City games. But I felt like the Everton game, Chelsea really went off the boil. And them at home, it didn't seem as much as a big game to me as Everton away. And I was right, to be honest. I was right. Chelsea at home, though, we should have destroyed them. We should have destroyed them in this game. By far the better team. Absolutely dominated the first half. Michael Elise made it 1-0 again in the 30th minute, so he's been a great signing, he has. Then Kai Havertz with a goal from the corner in the 79th minute. I was actually doing a little bit of... I did say in the last episode that I'm done, I've had enough. And genuinely I did. After that game, I didn't really care too much about this series at all, to be honest with you. Even in these next 6 games or so here. 7 games. Not saying I didn't go out to try and win the games, because of course I did, but I didn't really care too much. I didn't make too many tweaks or anything like that, but that lasted all the way to today. And then also today at some point, probably after I read some of your comments, I decided, you know what, let's give it a go. Come on, there's 2 games left of the season, Kenny. Let's see if we can get in the top 4 at least, and then we'll go again next season. I took some of your things you said on board as well. Get to that in a second, but yeah, at this point I didn't really care too much. Now I've finally woken up a little bit. Not saying that it's going to make a big difference to our fortunes, but I have made a little bit of a change. So yeah, disappointing draw at home to Chelsea. I did look at all of our stats before this episode, try and tweak some things. And one of the worst things of us from the season, which I didn't really notice because I don't really pay too much attention to it, is set pieces. Our set pieces this season have been absolutely terrible. Conceding from corners and set pieces, and also scoring from set pieces as well. It's been really, really terrible this season. So Havertz with a goal there from a corner. It does make sense in terms of our season because we absolutely dominated Chelsea in this game. Should have won it comfortably. They had one chance in the game, a header from a corner, and they scored. So I've made a little bit of tweaks to the set pieces as well. Don't know if it's going to fix it or not, but I've made some tweaks to the set pieces as well, so hopefully we can see. I did set up set pieces beforehand, but obviously not very well because we just conceded so many goals this season, especially from corners. Anyway, after that game against Chelsea, played Man City away from home and lost the game 3-2. We were absolutely destroyed in this game. I started the game with counter-attacking mentality, which did seem to work at the start because we went 1-0 up through Marcus Rashford. Our only shot in the game, but it was all going quite well. We was getting absolutely battered, as you can imagine, but the fairy tale didn't last very long because Kevin De Bruyne made it 1-1, and then Erling Haaland made it 2-1 before half-time. Decided at half-time to go back to our normal controlled possession because although we were winning the game at one point, we were getting absolutely destroyed. They were creating so many chances against us. It was ridiculous. They had about over a 3 XG at half-time, so yeah, I decided to change things after that. Obviously, they didn't create as much more chances after that. And also, we started to create something as well. They're still a better team in the game. But Ansu Fati, back from injury, made it 2-2 in the 57th minute. Unfortunately, though, he came back from injury for 1.5 games. And then he's injured again for the season. So that wasn't great, was it? But yeah, he made it 2-2. But then Jack Grealish in the 88th minute made it 3-2, which was really disappointing for us. But they did deserve to win in the end. So that's a disappointing loss there. But They absolutely destroyed us in this game. They had almost a 4xG, I think, in the game, so that was crazy. And after that, we played Norwich at home, and thankfully we won the game, but only beat Norwich 1-0 at home, which is absolutely abysmal. So yeah, not great in recent times. Beat Southampton away, of course. Should have beat West Ham. Beat Wolves 5-0. Should have beat Watford. Should have beat Chelsea. Lost to Man City. Should have beat Norwich. So we should be, legitimately, 6 points better off right now, because we should have battered West Ham, we should have battered Watford, and we should have battered Chelsea. So top 4 would be sealed by now, but it's not. It's not, unfortunately. We've got to play Everton away from home today, which is very, very tricky. They've got a great home record. Also, Calvert-Lewin is flying this season, so I'm very nervous about this game. Then we finish off the season at home at Brentford, which hopefully, I'm not going to say we're guaranteed to win the Brentford at home game, of course not, but we should say that Brentford at home should be a guaranteed win. So if we can get a draw in this game away to Everton, I think that could be a fantastic result for us. Anyway, let's get to the first game. Then away to Everton. Massive, massive game, as I said. So what changes have I made? Well, I haven't made too many changes at all, to be honest with you. The only thing I've really changed is set pieces. I went through all the set pieces again, by the way. I've done a lot of changes to the set pieces. Needed to, of course, after looking at... I looked at every single stat, basically, in the Premier League, and noticed some things that we are not very good at all, which is the main thing I've noticed is yellow cards. First of all, we give so many yellow cards away. Only one more team has got more yellow cards than us this season. That's Southampton. For a team chasing down top 4, possibly even title challenging, that's not great, is it? So that many yellow cards. So that's a problem. Got to need to address for next season for sure. Also, set pieces, abysmal. One of the worst in the division there, if not the worst, to be honest. So that is terrible. Yeah, that's the main thing I've noticed is the set pieces and the yellow cards. And one change I have made, which someone did mention in the comments. By the way, those comments I get, I really do appreciate, actually. You know, all the advice I get is definitely taken on board. I don't just scroll past it and completely ignore it. I do look at some of them. I do think, you know what, that makes sense. Of course, I do what I want to do in terms of my tactic, but any advice given is certainly appreciated. So, one of you guys in the comment section there did mention about a Carolero, and when I thought about it did make sense to me, because we've got Porro normally bombing forward there. He's suspended for today's game. Mukele bombing forward there. And I'm playing with Fernandes and Ericsson, centre midfielder attack, and Roman playmaker on support. I feel, now I just thought about it, now I thought about it in more detail, I feel like that is foolish, to be honest. I think that is foolish completely. And I decided, you know what, I'm going to change Roman playmaker support into a Carolero on support to help cover in this area here, whilst Porro or Mukiele are bombing forward. So that's one change I've made to the player roles there. Not more changes you can see here, really. Nothing else have changed too much, to be honest, in terms of the style or anything like that. Just pretty much one role, which hopefully can make a difference. We shall see. But I made big changes to the set pieces as well, which have been a real problem for us. So let's hope it can make a difference going forward. Of course, it's not going to be a one match fix, and of course it might not even do anything, but that is the change I've made. Anyway, this is the team for today's game. Got Maignan in goal, Mukiele right back, Gaia left back, Lacroix and Satalo centre backs, and you've got McTominay, Casemiro and Fernandes in midfield, Elise on the right, Sancho on the left, and Rashford up front. So in terms of injuries, of course, as I said, Ansu Fati is out again for the season. Fortunately, it's not as serious as the last injury he had, a broken ankle, out between 7 days to 3 weeks. So it's not a serious injury, but disappointing to see him leave again. Also, Brandon Williams is injured. He's out between 4 to 6 weeks with a broken collarbone. And Pedro Porro is suspended for this match as well. One thing I noticed as well, looking at all the stats in detail, is Anthony squanders his chances more than any other player in the league, pretty much. His XG is -4, his XG goals, and what he should have. So shows how poor he is going forward, where Elise is just so much better than Anthony. So that's been a great signing, and I need to replace Anthony with a better right winger next season as well. So of course, when you're a team the size of Man United, you need 2 great right wingers there, 2 great left wingers, etc, etc. And also Marcus Rashford, he needs replacing next season as well. That is for sure. But Everton away from home, can we get a draw at this match? Well, let's find out. Okay, here we go. Massive match here for us. I've only made a couple of changes, as I said, but they could be massive changes when you think about it, because changing a player who's attacking midfielder effectively to a defensive midfielder there could make a massive difference. And also set pieces. They already had a set piece chance there, but it didn't go in. It didn't go in. So that's a bonus, I guess. Anyway, 80 minutes in here, we're definitely massively under the cosh here. Everton are dominating the game, which I do not like to see. Everton are a great team, though, in this season. Not like Everton in real life. They're sitting 5th in the league and chasing down a top 4 finish. So a draw here would be a good result. Anyway, here's Mukiele to Elise. Rashford! Oh, straight in the hands of João Virginia. Who on earth is that? was about to say straight in the hands of Pickford, but that's clearly not Pickford unless he's done a name change. Joao Virginia. Please remember, guys, if you like this video, hit that like button for me. And also, if you're interested in seeing daily Foot Manager content, then hit that subscribe button as well. It'd really help me out. I'd much appreciated as well. So 35 minutes in here, this game has gone rather quiet. And it's quite even, it has to be said. No team is really creating too much at all, to be honest with you. Half time is 0-0. I'll take it. As I said, I'll happily take a draw in this game. I'll take a draw in this game. That'll do me. Thank you very much. What do I say, though? Not happy. I'm going to say I'm not happy. Also, obviously, I made a change there to the right-hand side. Mukele's best player on the pitch so far today was 7.3. Is that because of the Carolina support? Don't know. But it's nice to see nonetheless. I was going to say we've kept Calvert-Lewin quiet today so far, but he's not even playing, which is a great benefit to us, of course. He's not playing at all, so okay. Bruno Fernandes has not been good today, so we're taking him off, put Eriksen on. It's a big decision to play, who to play, Bruno Fernandes or Eriksen. Fernandes is better, but I do like Eriksen, not going to lie to you. Who else? Bring on here. You know, with Tomina's on a yellow card, I'm going to bring Tielemans on for him, play him as the Carolera, and put Casemiro back there as ball midfielder to defend. Rashford's not been good enough today, but Antony, I did mention that stat about Antony. That's not good, is it? Not good at all. Giroud. You know what? Let's bring Giroud on for Rashford. Come on. Yeah, like I said, Antony, just because the XG, he should, according to the stats there, he should have 3.6 more goals than what he's got. Of course, you cannot score 0.6 goals, but it puts it into perspective for you. He's very, very wasteful indeed. Mukele is tired. He's got a yellow card, but he's best player on the pitch. I'm not going to take him off. Also, there's no right back on the bench, so I can't take him off. One more change here, though. I mentioned Antony. I'm going to bring him on for the last 20 minutes. It's been a very, very dull game, by the way. Very, very dull. Oh, no. Here we go. Here we go. Guaranteed goal. Love it. Guaranteed goal. Deep breaths. Deep breaths. I don't know how it's not gone in. That must be the 1 out of 10 that doesn't go in. This has been a terrible game, by the way. Terrible game. This is where we see if our set pieces have actually made a difference. Not really, because he got his head to the ball. He hasn't gone in the back of the net, but probably should have gone in the back of the net. So this is a very, very nervy ending to the game here. Everton dominating things. They score late on with Devester. Oh my word! I thought I was in. How are they not winning? Oh my word! How are they not winning? All right, 3 minutes to go. Can we hold on here? Come on, boys. Oh, they're going to score now, aren't they? But a corner or a penalty? It's a corner. They score now. This is why. I feel like giving up again. I don't know what to do with the team. It's just this is nonsense now, isn't it? This is nonsense. This is FM just taking the mick now. This is FM taking the mick now. With a minute to go, they've scored from a corner. Yeah, it doesn't matter. Whatever I've done to the set pieces, probably made things worse, to be honest with you, because they should have scored 3 or 4 goals on the set pieces. So, yeah, I don't know what to do with it anymore, to be honest with you. Don't know what to do with it anymore. This is when you know this save is just not for you. This is not for me. This is not for me. Who's there, though? I didn't set up the corners like this. I don't know who's... maybe player marking. I don't know who's marking him, to be honest with you. No one's marking him. Well, as I said, this is when you know this save is not for you. This is not for me, this save. It's not for me. Not for me. That's nonsense, that is. That's nonsense. Absolute nonsense, that. Absolute nonsense. Well, what can you say? What can you say? If Everton win their game in hand, we definitely can't catch them. If Newcastle win their game now, well, we could be done. We could be done here. Well. Challenger faces Inquest. Well, if I finish outside the top 4, then I'm done, aren't I? I'm sacked. I'm done. I'm finished. Toast. Wow, that's unbelievable. That is. Last minute of the game. How ridiculous. Newcastle away to West Ham. Let's see what happens there. Well, I'll tell you what, we're very lucky. We are very lucky. Newcastle lost away to West Ham. That's a great result for us. That basically means it doesn't matter what Everton do in a game in hand. If we beat Brentford at home, we're guaranteed at least 4th place, which of course would be a massive bullet dodged. But Brentford as well, great news about Brentford is they're not playing for anything. They're surviving relegation, so that's great. All we need to do is beat Brentford at home. I'm not going to say we're guaranteed to do that, not with this team, that's for sure. But yeah, not great. If Everton fail to beat their game in hand, who's their game in hand, by the way? Chelsea, so obviously it's not easy, that's for sure. It's not easy. So if Everton fail to beat Chelsea, then we've still got a chance of finishing in 3rd place. Look at the state of Liverpool as well. Liverpool, I'm not saying look at the state of Liverpool, they're going to win the title. They've won the title. But 78 points they've got. Of course, they win their final 3 games, they've been 87 points. So there's a real chance to potentially win the title this season. But of course, our problems this season have just been mounted and mounted. Whatever I did with the set pieces did not work. Did not work at all. So that isn't great, is it? Not great at all. But anyway, guys, Brentford at home next. As long as we beat Brentford at home, we are guaranteed to finish in 4th place at least. Let's hope we do it and get Champions League football for next season. Okay, here we are. It's time for the final league game of Season 2 at home to Brentford. And all we need to do here is beat Brentford at home and we're guaranteed top 4. Which, of course, is not great to say, but that's all we need right now. That's all we need right now. Get this season over and done with. Get this season out of the way. Forget about this season for the rest of my life. And move on to the 3rd and final season in Man United. All we need to do is beat Brentford at home. A draw might be enough. Of course, that's not something we want to bank on, that's for sure. Everton have guaranteed top 3, by the way. They beat Chelsea 2-0 at home. Chelsea are really off the ball in recent times, by the way. There was massive threat for top 4. They just absolutely crumbled, and they might not have finished in the top 7, so terrible from them, but not that we can say we're much better. But as I said, all we need to do is beat Brentford at home. We're guaranteed 4th place, which of course is a backward step from last season, but as I said, just need to get this season over and done with now and plan for next season. So let's hope we can beat Brentford at home. If we draw the game, well, Tottenham can't go above us if we draw the game, because obviously the goal difference there, and also Newcastle at home to Everton. So they fail to win and we do draw, then we're guaranteed top 4 as well. We can't bank on that, and also at home to Brentford, got to be winning this game, surely. So anyway, let's get to the final game of the season here. I'm just hoping there's no sort of drama here. There's nothing. I don't want to finish this 90 minutes here and say we've lost or drawn the game, not finishing the top 4, because that would be absolutely disastrous. Anyway, in terms of the team sheet, Pedro Porro comes back in for Mukiele. Mukiele had a good game there. Probably the only player who had a good game, so it's sad to see him miss out. But Porro is my number 1 right back, that is for sure. And also Tielemans comes in for Casemiro, who has picked up too many yellow cards, so he misses the final game of the season. Also, of course, you may have noticed, well, if you didn't notice, then you clearly wasn't watching very well. Jared Brantford there scored a header from the corner in the last minute of the game, which is devastating. But obviously, the set pieces I did, the set piece rolls I did not really make too much difference, did they? But one thing I did notice is the fact that Jared Brantford is probably Everton's biggest player. 6'5", 196 centimetres. So I did change another thing to the set pieces there, and that is I've changed the 2 centre backs and McTominay as well to mark tall player in corners, because of course Brantford wasn't marked by a tall player there, I don't believe. At least he didn't look like he was, because they he didn't look like he was marked at all, to be honest with you. But anyway, that's another tweak I've made to the corners and some of the free kicks as well, is to change some of the tallest guys in the team to mark tall player, which of course makes sense, and hopefully it makes a difference. We shall see. We'll probably concede another set piece goal here, but anyway, Brentford at home, win this, we're guaranteed top 4. Will we do it? Let's find out. Alright, here we go. Final game of Season 2. In 2 minutes in, we're a highlight already. Gaia, we were throwing here. He throws it in. The Norgard clears it. McTominay, is he going to shoot? Shoot McTominay. He does shoot. Not the greatest shot in the world. It's gone in the back of them. That is the sort of start I like to see. That is the sort of start I like to see. Let's be 3 or 4 nil up at half time, boys. Let's avoid any drama completely. Let's get that top 4. That's the bare minimum at least, isn't it? And let's go on into next season. It wasn't the greatest goal in the world. The goalkeeper had a bit of a howler there, but we're 1-0 up early on here, which I do like to see, I have to be honest. But 1-0 is clearly not good enough. We need to get a second goal, start to relax a bit. That would be very, very nice. Anyway, 15 minutes into the game. We are dominating the game here. creating a lot of chances, but we need to get a second goal. That's one of the main problems. Newcastle beat Everton as well, so we definitely need a second goal. That's one of the main problems for this season as well. I'm not saying it's going to fix all our problems, of course. There's more than one problem here with Man United, that is for sure. But it's getting that second goal in the games. Get a second goal in the games. You need to kill off teams. And unfortunately for us, Marcus Rashford is not that player for us to kill off teams. Yes, he does score goals now and then, and he does have games where he has a brilliant game, but consistency-wise, he's nowhere near good enough as our number one striker, that's for sure. Anyway, here's Elise. Get in, that is the second goal. Michael Elise, what a signing he's been though, by the way. Brilliant signing he's been in January. Massive upgrade on Anthony. And Anthony, I want to sell him in the summer, that is for sure. 2-0 here, 25 minutes in. This is what we need to see here in the final game of the season. No drama whatsoever. Let's just get the bare minimum, as I said, top 4, and let's go again next season in the final season. Let's see if I can pull off a miracle next season, win the league, maybe even win the Champions League. Champions League, what am I talking about? Not going to happen. Not going to happen. Can we win a cup next season, though? Of course, we've already won the Europa Conference League, but it's not the greatest thing to say. You know, I've finished the 3 seasons here. Oh, we won a trophy, but we won the Europa Conference League. It'd be nice if we could say we won something else. Even if it's just an FA Cup, just say win something else. And also, it'd be nice if we could say we actually won a game in the Carabao Cup. That would be very nice, wouldn't it? Anyway, great first half, that. Not the perfect first half, but we go into half-time 2-0 up, and the way we were playing recently, the way the season's gone, that is almost a perfect first half. Just relax a little bit. Hopefully they don't get a goal back. Hopefully we can get a third goal and really, really kill off the tie here. Anyway, set piece. What are we seeing? Another goal from a set piece. So clearly, set pieces are not working. Still not working. How has that gone in though? What's happening with our set pieces? Do I make an excuse? It's another set-piece goal conceded. So, I don't know if I can make excuses or not there, but I don't know what Maignan doing in goal, to be honest with you. Anyway, let's ignore set-pieces for now. I'm sick and tired of them. I try and fix them. All I do is make them worse. So let's not worry about that. Jose Gaya on a yellow card. He's definitely a weak point in the defence, Jose Gaya. That's why we're desperate for another left-back. That's for sure. Desperate for one. Marcus Rashford as well. A weak point on the team, it has to be said. He's poor. He is poor. Let's bring Anthony on for him. It's only 2-1 now, so I'm getting a bit nervous, I have to be honest. Let's get a third goal here. Fernandes with a corner. Lacroix hits the bar. My word. 20 minutes to go. Right, Ericsson on for Fernandes, and also I'm going to bring Mukele on for Porro as well. 20 minutes to go. Come on, boys. 2-1. Let's just see this out. What was the Newcastle score, by the way? Newcastle winning 3-0. Oh, my word. 10 minutes to go. Well, I've saved a sub. Anthony with an injury. Giroud on. Okay. This is why you save a sub. 5 minutes to go. Terrible season. 5 minutes added time as well. Oh my word, we're on the highlight as well. They score now. I don't know what to do with myself. They score now. Dominated the game. Score a ridiculous goal from a set piece. But they score now. I don't know what to do with myself. I really don't know what to do with myself. They score now. Nothing stupid, please, Lacroix. Nothing stupid, please. Nothing stupid. Thank you. You got space. You got space here. Forward. Pass to him. Yes. Well done. Oh my word. What are you doing? What are you doing there? They're going to score now, aren't they? Oh my word, we're going to be in Europa League. Well, I'm not going to be here. We don't get the Champions League. I won't be here. Be sacked, won't I? Oh, thank goodness for that. Right, someone get forward with him. What's he doing there? What is he doing, by the way? Alright, start time wasting now. Couple minutes to go. No more highlights, please, FM. God, thank goodness for that. My word, we don't make it easy for ourselves, do we? Look at that. This is what I mean about killing teams off, though, as well. Look how nervous it was towards the end there. It shouldn't be, should it? It shouldn't be until we dominated the game. It is 0.13 XG, so I'm not making excuses about the set pieces, but there was we conceded 2 goals in the episode, and literally both of them were from set pieces. So maybe I am making excuses, but that set piece goal there from Aya was That was ridiculous. That was just nonsense. That was nonsense. So I'm gonna ignore that one to an extent. The one before the Everton game, can't ignore that. But yeah, let's hope we are better at defending set pieces next season. Let's see if I can. We'll stick with what I had now, because as I said, what I changed from the last game to this one. That goal there just seemed absolutely ridiculous to me. It should have gone in. So I guess we'll see. But saying that, he did get his head to the ball. So I don't know. Anyway, let's talk about this game. We should have dominated. We should have won the game very comfortably. We should have won the game 4 or 5-0, to be honest with you. If we have a prolific striker up front, not Marcus Rashford, then maybe that can happen. We shall see. But we've done the bare minimum. Although it's not pretty, although we haven't had a great season by any stretch, terrible season in fact, we have managed to secure the bare minimum, which is top 4. So it looks like I'm going to keep my job, which is something, of course, because I'd like to do the 3rd season here and go out with a bang. We shall see. Not getting my hopes up for that, but hopefully that can happen. Just secure top 4, 1 point clear of Newcastle, who beat Everton 3-0 there, of course. If Brentford got a late goal there, we would have been 5th in the league, so thank goodness for that. Well, the board has set the initial budget for next season, of course, securing Champions League football, £4.8 million wage bill, and £73 million transfer budget. So how does that mean? 226k under the wage budget, 70 should be able to sign a couple of players for that at least. Martial's leaving the end of the season as well, 250k a week on the wage budget, so that's very nice. Well, that was a season to forget, wasn't it? Season to forget, that is for sure. 4th in the league, a backward step from last season. Well, last season was 3rd, 2 points behind Liverpool. We had 80 points as well, I think it was. So we finished off what? How many points did we finish on? 75 or was it 7? Either way, we finished on less points than last season. We finished a place below as well. Just did worse in every competition. So all in all, it's a massive backward step this season. But as I said, thankfully we managed to just go over the line there and get this horrendous season to an end. And we finished top 4, which is some sort of saving grace, I guess. But all in all, what a terrible, terrible season. Well, in terms of new arrivals, well, one man certainly does stand out, and that is Michael Olise. It's been a great signing for me in January there. If he didn't sign Michael Olise, he could have made the difference in finishing 4th and 5th, to be honest with you. So his goals have been quite important for us, and he's been a very, very impressive player. 18 games played, 6 goals and 5 assists, 11 goal involvements in 18 games. He's a mile better than Anthony. Absolute mile better than him. So great signing him. I'm very happy with him. Kelly joined us on loan in January as well. Definitely made a difference as well. And he'll be joining permanently for 23 million end of the season. I'm very happy to get him in. He's a great squad option as a backup right back, and also can play centre back as well, which is brilliant. Sotalo, nothing exceptional, but he has been one of the better centre backs, has to be said. 7.01, nothing outstanding, but it is in the green, and also only 16.5 million. So all in all, quite happy with that signing as well. Ansu Fati started off very inconsistent. I played him on the right, played him on the left, played him up front as well. But when I finally played him up front, he looked like he found a position for us. He did really well. Unfortunately for us, though, as soon as he started to hit some form and started to get a bit of a pebble patch going, he broke his ankle. So that was really disappointing. So all in all, you look at him, he doesn't look like he had a great season, but he was turned out to be a great player for us, and he broke his ankle. So very much got high hopes for Ansu Fati next season. Whether he's playing on the left or up front is yet to be seen, but brilliant player. 9 goals scored in 30 games and 5 assists, but I think that would have been a lot better if he didn't get injured. Mike Maignan as well, nothing exceptional to talk of. Had some good games, had some awful games, but all in all, positive going forward. Hopefully he's a bit better next season though, but nothing exceptional has to be said. Jose Gaia, really disappointing. Really disappointing. Poor signing. 55 million. Most expensive one, wasn't it? Yeah, most expensive one, and probably the most disappointing one, to be honest. Very disappointed with him. 6.86. I need to sign the new left back next season, that is for sure, to battle him out for that position, because when he's playing poorly, as I said, there's no one to come in for him. Target not good enough, Martinez not good enough, and Brandon Williams not good enough. So I need another left back, that is for sure. Jose Gaia, really disappointing this season. Tielemans as well, didn't start too many games, only started 13 games, 30 million. A whole lot cheaper than Gaia, so not as disappointing, that's for sure. But 6.81, not good enough either. Giroud, terrible signing. Absolutely terrible signing. He's been awful. Absolutely awful. Again, only started 7 games, but when he has played, he hasn't offered us anything at all. He scored 3 goals, but I'd love to see what games he did score those goals in. I think one of them was against Kukariki. I don't know who else, but he hasn't done well for us at all. Matt Target as well. He was pretty darn useless as well. He's almost a panic loan signing on January deadline day. I thought he cannot be any worse than Brandon Williams. That's impossible. But it turns out he's just as bad as him. So not really a useful signing at all. But some of the signings have been quite positive. Elise especially. Mukele, Sotalo, Fati, all happy with them. Maignan, bit on the fence of him, but could be good. Jose Gaia disappointing. Tielemans disappointing. Giroud and Target disappointing as well. So all in all, the transfer business hasn't been amazing, it has to be said. Well, the season's results. Not terrible, wasn't it? Terrible, wasn't it? Fourth in the league. At least we scraped fourth in the league in the end, but 70 points actually. So we finished 10 points less than last season, which is terrible. Absolutely terrible. So a massive backward step this season. Started off quite well though. As you see here, started off quite well. It was unbeaten for the first, 11 games or so. Then went terribly. Lost away to Wolves 3-0. We did get a red card in that game, so that was unlucky. Then we beat West Ham at home 1-0, but then went pear-shaped after that. Lost at home to Newcastle 1-0. Lost away to Tottenham 1-0, and then towards the end of the season, very, very, very inconsistent. And just a very inconsistent season and just nowhere near good enough. Champions League as well, disastrous. Got through the group, but let's be honest, probably got the easiest group out of the lot with Kukuriki and Shakhtar in there. Got destroyed by Real Madrid, 4-1 away and 3-0 at home, which is embarrassing. And it was even worse against their Spanish counterparts. Failed to score at home to Villarreal. 0-0 there, shocking. And then we got demolished 5-2 away from Villarreal. We knocked down around the 16, so that was horrendous. FA Cup as well, of course. We got to the final last season where we lost to Chelsea quite convincingly. But this season we got knocked down in the FA Cup 5th round to Wolves, 0-0 away. Again, unlucky in this game. Should have got through Wolves. Lost on penalties. But we need a convincing striker up front who can bury the chances for us when it needs to be. So, yeah, disappointing performance in the FA Cup this season as well. 5th round, shocking. And the Carabao Cup, knocked out to Man City at home 2-1 in the 3rd round. We're still yet to win a game in the Carabao Cup in the series. Two games, 2 lost against Aston Villa and Man City. Both at home as well, which is disappointing, but not the most important trophy in the world. But it would be nice to win a Carabao Cup game next season, that's for sure. Of course, though, we've got more important things than that. Well, moments to remember. There isn't too many moments to remember this season, to be honest with you. Aston Villa, when they'd been there at 7-0 at home, was quite nice, to be fair. That was a credible game. Rashford with a brace, Sancho with a hat-trick, and Michael Elise with 4 assists. Unfortunately, though, these three could not do this for the rest of the season, could they? Elise, the most consistent out of the three. Sancho and Rashford, especially Rashford, disappointing this season. Very disappointed. Also beat Wolves 5-0 at home as well, which is a nice game. But as I said, we can't do this often enough in terms of a great performance, so disappointing as well. Goal of the season went to Rashford as well in the 3-2 away win to Brighton, which was another great win. Well, how I lined up for the season, well, I'm going to show you guys now where I want to strengthen for next season, for this season coming up, and there's a lot of places. Well, in terms of the goalkeeper, I'm happy with the goalkeeper to an extent, of course. I'm not going to go out and try and buy a better goalkeeper than Maignan now. I think that's a bit silly at this stage, to be honest. So Magnan's going to get his chance again next season. Of course, Dean Henderson there is pushing him all the way for that number 1 spot, so quite happy with the goalkeeper situation. Right back as well, quite happy with that. Pedro Porro, one of the better players in the squad. Not amazing though, a 7.02, but one of the better players. And also got Mukiele that can play there as well, of course. So I'm quite happy with the right backs as well. Left back though, definitely need a left back, that is for sure. Definitely need a left back. Jose Gaia, weak point of the defence there, as you can see, just from the average rating. Big jump to him. He's been disappointing this season. Need a new one, that is for sure. Obviously going to try and keep Gaia around as well. He is a wanted man though, so if they come in for an acceptable bid, Real Madrid, you know what? If you come in for a bid, I might be tempted to sell him. Put it that way. I might be tempted to sell him. So we'll see. We'll see if they make a respectable bid or not. But yeah, definitely the left back either way. If we sell Gaia, we need 2 left backs. That is for sure. One player who's caught my eye is what's his name? Luca Netz from Gladbach. Of course, he's one more for the future, but he's still quite a good left back in these days as well. He's 20 years of age. He's cost 30 million. That's the minimum fee release clause. So he is one I'm eyeing up for that left back position to go along with Gaia. Also, centre backs. Well, Lacroix and Totalo are decent, but I feel like we need a better centre back. Rafael Varane has been disappointing, and also I'm tempted to sell Varane. I want to sell Varane, but I don't think we'll be able to sell him, to be honest. He's on 350k a week, which is just madness. He's not been good enough for us, and I'd love to sign a new centre-back. To be honest, I'd love to sign 2 new centre-backs. Satalo, Lacroix, and 2 new centre-backs. Because Martinez is clearly not good enough. I want to sell him. And Varane is not good enough either. I want to sell him as well. So we'll see what happens there. But 1 centre-back definitely, 1 left-back definitely as well. Potentially 2 centre-backs as well. In terms of midfield, McTominay is a good player, but he's clearly only good enough to be a backup DM at Man United. Need a new DM, that is for sure. Manu Kone is still on my list. Some other ones, though. Camavinga, I think that's a bit out of reach, though, to be honest. He wants to join the club, but too expensive. So Manu Kone is a realistic one. I'll see who else is out there, but definitely need a DM type, that is for sure. And also, Fernandes and Eriksen, I've decided that I'm not going to play them 2 together anymore, to be honest. I need to, as I did there, I changed to a Carolero in support. I'm going to try and look for another sort of option there as well. So potentially 2 centre midfielders going forward. Also, I'd like to sell Van der Beek, of course. I'd like to sell Van der Beek, and also Casemiro. Hopefully he can lead to Lazio. He's interested in joining Lazio. He told Sarri he wants to join Lazio, so let's hope we can sell him as well. In terms of the forward line, well, right winger, Anthony needs to go. Elise should be there, not Anthony. Anthony needs to go. I need to sell him. He's worth 56 to 67 million, 150k a week. Hopefully we can get 30, 40 million for him. That would be very nice. Get rid of him because he's useless. Absolutely useless. Need a new right winger to go along with Elise, that is for sure. And 100% number one priority before I sign anyone else is a striker. That is for sure. Rashford, 17 goals, top goal scorer this season. That is not good enough for a team like Man United over all competitions. Definitely not. Rashford is not good enough to be our striker. Of course, we've got Ansu Fati there as well. Should be in the team, to be honest. Rashford, has he still got a team after him? Yeah, still got PSG after him. Again, PSG, respectable bid. Rashford, see you later. See you later, alligator. Sancho's got Tottenham after him, I think, but more reluctant to sell Sancho because he's a better player. But yeah, striker is 100%. One striker I'm eyeing up is Guiri from Nice. He plays for Rennes these days. He's got 17 composure as well, which is a striker we need, a player with great composure, unlike Rashford. So yeah, hopefully I can sign these players. Guiri, well, he's my number one striker to go for, and striker in the number one position. So that is the first place I'm signing. Before I sign anywhere else, I'm signing a striker, that is for sure. And Rashford could be sold. Gaia could be sold. Casemiro could be sold. Varane. There's lots of players on my list to be sold, basically. I need a lot of better players to come in through the door, and we need to have a much better season as well. Because this season's been disastrous, but we got the minimum. We got Champions League football. Let's forget about this season, and let's move on to the final season of Season 3, where hopefully we can go out with something special. But anyway, guys, thank you very much for watching this video. Please remember, if you like the video, hit that like button for me, and also hit that subscribe button, please, guys. It'd really help me out, and it's much appreciated as well. Thanks again for watching, and I'll see you for the next one.